Hafa Day, I'm Nestor Leconte with the Pacific Daily News. Here are our top stories from the PDN Newsroom. Senators have rejected for the second time legislation to give the now 17 schools awaiting health inspections waivers to open for the new school year, even as a state of emergency for the Guam Department of Education has been declared. Yet another bill is being pushed, with some lawmakers now moving to give GDOE authority to spend up to $1 million per school on an emergency basis in order to get them ready for inspection quicker. On day 2 of a second emergency session, Bill 31737 again failed to pass Wednesday night. The vote was 2-11, fewer votes than last week. The bill's failure will likely impact the start date of classes for thousands of students, with the start of class already pushed back to August 15 and a further delay and the threat of closure remaining for others. In other news, Agana Heights mayoral candidate John McDonald on Wednesday said his name should be placed on the general election ballot, challenging an unofficial tally that shows he didn't meet the 300-vote threshold during the primary election. McDonald received 169 votes during the Republican primary, fewer than the 300 required to move to the general election based on Guam Election Commission data. GEC has yet to certify the results of the primaries. I am challenging your decision to not place my name on the general election ballot this November 2024, McDonald said in a letter to Guam Election Commission Executive Director Maria Pangilinan. Pangilinan on Wednesday said she could only confirm receiving McDonald's letter. The commissioners will meet on August 13 and 16. McDonald is among 9 candidates, along with PD Mayor Jesse Allig and Tamuning Vice Mayor Albert Tovis, that the GEC said didn't meet the number of votes required to move to the November general election. And finally, after holding steady for more than a month, the price of gas went down 10 cents a gallon on Wednesday. Gas prices at Mobil and 76 Circle K were down 10 cents from $5.19 to $5.09 as of Wednesday afternoon. Shell prices hadn't changed as of Wednesday afternoon, but all 3 gas companies tend to mirror each other's prices. Regular unleaded is now $5.09 a gallon, Supreme is $5.49 a gallon, and diesel is $5.32 a gallon at 76 Circle K. The Guam Department of Education Board declared a state of emergency for GDOE on Wednesday, and the opening of classes for some schools could be delayed yet again after it's already been moved from August 8 to August 15. The state of emergency declaration comes at a time when more than a dozen public schools are still waiting on health inspections required for them to open for a new school year, already pushed back to August 15. Education Superintendent Eric Swanson told senators Wednesday morning that classes may be pushed back further towards August 22nd or August 23rd to buy more time so schools can get ready to pass health inspections. Swanson clarified later in the day that schools that have already been inspected and passed remain on track to open on August 15 and told the Education Board that schools' opening dates will be finalized by Friday. In other news, many villages are flush with cash and have less than 2 months left to spend most of it, with the end of the current fiscal year looming on September 30th. Mayor's Council of Guam President and PD Mayor Jesse Allig, during a MCOG meeting on Wednesday, said $359,000 in Federal American Rescue Plan Act funding is still available for mayors to use for operations, and $876,900 remains on their collective books from the limited gaming fund that can be put to a wide variety of uses, from supplies to sports equipment. ARPA funds can be spent beyond September, but the limited gaming fund that is appropriated as part of the mayor's annual budgets may not roll over at the end of the fiscal year, depending on what the legislature decides in the fiscal 2025 budget, Alex said. Senators will begin discussing the 2025 budget next week. And finally, more than 1,400 students have availed of free medical services provided by personnel from Air Force Reserve, Navy and Guam Air National Guard, and the Guam Department of Public Health and Social Services. The 2024 Guam Wellness Innovative Readiness Training will mark its 7th and last day on Thursday, August 8, but not before its participating service members completed thousands of hours treating local patients. The training mission made its return to Guam after a hugely successful event last year led by the U.S. Army Reserve, with many patient returnees taking advantage of no-cost medical care across a broad spectrum of services. The only other Guam IRT held earlier this year by the Air Force Reserve Command covered cybersecurity. The Guam Wellness IRT serves a dual purpose, It offers necessary mission-critical training to military personnel while also providing free medical services to local residents. For more of these stories, go to GuamPDN.com and follow us on social media.